Good afternoon, all of you. Welcome to newspaper analysis session for the June 27 topics that we are going to discuss for today. So we'll try to understand and revise topic of SEO. We have already discussed Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So we'll try to revise the same topic again. It is again in the news because our defense minister has visited this SEO meeting and there something has happened. So that's why SEO is back into the news again. Okay. Then so we'll try to see some of the issues related to the corruption, governance from these areas, chemotherapy and drug quality. Then we will try to understand trade of donkey skins. So these questions have potential to be asked in your ethics also. So we should be using these things in your ethics answers as well. If not, you will not get the marks. So when you bring the live examples, when you use the answers in a proper manner, when you use the current affairs in a right manner, then only you will get the marks. So I should be able to utilize these things in the environment and the other sections. Wherever the new examples that you are getting. So like I have mentioned, I told you to go through the syllabus again and again. So when you are aware of the syllabus, then you will be able to link the particular content at the multiple places. It's not about how much you learn. It's how you are utilizing the content that you have already learnt. Okay, that is very, very important. So here you are just going through the newspaper, but you are not doing little bit of work like where I can use this content or not doing the revision. So it will go. Okay, so we'll try to understand these things. Then we have already seen black box. What is this black box and all? So something related to that thing. Again, we will try to revise. Apart from this, some issue is there on the Kolhapuri chappals. See, there was a international event. Their Kolhapuri chappals which have GI tag has been showcased. Okay, but they do not know. So we have already discussed what is the GI tag and all. And these people, the local people, are not that aware about such kind of events and their products are getting marketing and all. Okay. So these things we'll try to revise. What was the issue and why is this thing going on? We have already discussed about the S400. Again, we are going to revise. Today, we will also discuss about the CBI because it is in the news for the Operation Chakra. Okay, so we'll try to understand these issues. So what is the recent context regarding the SEO? So our defense minister has attended this meeting, SEO meeting. There, the final declaration after the discussion, whatever the declaration that they approve or disapprove, in that final declaration, they have not included about the recent Pahalgam attacks. So we have refused to sign. Instead, they have included the issues that are happening in the Balochistan. So Pakistan says India is the one that is provoking the attacks in the Balochistan. And China is the one who supports everything that Pakistan does. So basically all the double standards that are being highlighted by the Pakistan and also by the China can be seen here. So that's why India refused to sign the declaration. And so far, we do not know anything what is the Russia stand, but of course, Russia will not do anything because Russia is currently very much dependent on the China. China is having the biggest economy. So whenever the USA imposes the sanctions on the Russia and also in the Iran, so China supports these countries. So you can see here, whoever the members currently, so revise, what is the SEO? What is the full form? Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Where is its headquarters? China is fine. Okay. Beijing, okay, not Shanghai. Okay, so how many members are there? Simple to remember. 10. Who is the recent member that joined? We have discussed. No, Belarus. Okay. So totally there are 10 members, and yes, Iran, these countries are also members of this thing. And it's like whoever in the present in the grouping, they are more close to the China. Be it Iran or even the Indonesia, all these countries support China more than the India. So this becomes a kind of mouthpiece of China. This SEO grouping is becoming the mouthpiece of China. So we need to understand from the prelims point of view, what is its headquarters, what is the membership. But from the mains point of view, we need to understand the analysis. But before that, we have also discussed one of the important security wing that is present in the SEO. What is that? RATS. Can you recall? So I told you this is a very important wing that is present in the SEO. Basically, What is the purpose of SCO when it is evolved? All the Central Asian countries were once a part of the USSR. USSR got disintegrated. In order to bring the peace, border cooperation in these countries, so this SCO was formed. Later on, they realized not just for the border discussions and all, these areas are affected by the terrorism and also drug trafficking, because these areas are nearby Golden Crescent and also Wakhan corridor and also your Afghanistan. So all these areas are highly unstable. So that's why this thing was formed. And India is also going through all the same issues, terrorism, drug trafficking issue, and India thought so collaboration of these countries, Central Asian countries, are very important. So India opted for the membership. China has made a rule that Pakistan should also be given. So that's how India and China, somewhere in 2017, both of them became the members. So for us, it is significant to bring the cooperation in activities of the terrorism, security related threats and all, and also to build our bonding with the Central Asia. Then the same grouping. What is the challenge for us? Can you tell me challenges? This grouping has Pakistan as its main member, and okay, so for us, now this thing you can be quoting here. Okay, so Pahalgam attacks declaration has not been passed. Instead, Balochistan attacks has been passed as a declaration in the recent SCO meeting. Okay, disruptions by the Pakistan. This is the first point you can mention here. Okay, issues, challenges. I have not mentioned all the challenges. So see here, I have mentioned 2 or 3 challenges, but you can mention, you can add more points. First thing, concerns related to the Pakistan. In the recent meeting, no declaration regarding the Pahalgam attacks has been passed. This is very important for this year mains. Okay, so very they can ask, though it is already asked, but still they can ask again. Second thing, dominance of the China. That's what we have discussed so far. It is becoming a mouthpiece of China. So China is playing more dominant role in this. Okay. So next, what else? Yes. So this is seen by the USA as anti-West. Okay. This grouping is seen by the USA. At the same time, Russia is also not supporting India strongly, because Russia is also promoting the providing the weapons to the Pakistan, and Russia is not in a current position to take a stand anything against the China or the Pakistan. Why? Because India is also part of groupings like Quad. We have discussed, right? India is this Quad is a grouping where in the Indo-Pacific region, USA is trying to form a bloc, including Japan, Australia, India, USA. Okay, so this grouping seen as by the Russia as a anti-Russia, while USA is SCO as a anti-West. So maintaining that balance, balancing the West and the Russia, Iran, China axis is difficult for the India. Okay, and on the economic front, not much progress. So we thought of going forward with the Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan and India pipeline, but nothing has progressed. Our connectivity with the SCO nations is very less. So again, there is no such progress is happening on the economic front as well. So we are, but still, why are we here? So we want to put forward. So we oppose which corridor of the China that is passing through the Pakistan and India? CPEC corridor. Do we support that? Why do we don't support that?
Because our link with Afghanistan.
No, the CPEC corridor passes through which part of our India? Gilgit-Baltistan. It is India's part, right? POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Okay, so we consider this is a violation of India's sovereignty. So we don't support. So we want to put our stand on the SCO. This is the significance. So we want to put our stand on the SCO. We want to oppose such projects which violates India's sovereignty. So are we clear? SCO, no more doubts, no more problems. If any question comes in the prelims and mains, you will be able to solve, right? Significance, challenges, context. So if the question comes, discuss the challenges associated with the SCO for the India. So we will start with the recently defense ministers has appeared, but no declaration has been signed highlighting the concerns regarding the SCO. Okay, that will be our introduction. So our introduction most of the times can be current affair based introduction. That can set the right base. I have seen students writing the definitions everywhere. So they will write SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Okay, it is formed in 2001. They will start the introduction. It looks very weak for me. Okay, even if it is something environment related question, okay, they will discuss what is environment. Environment refers to surrounding your areas. So simply they are taking this kind of approach that is not going to work. Okay, your introduction should set the base and bring me in the body of discussion. That should bring a proper flow. So that's it. So we have discussed all these things, right? Nothing new. Only context we have used and we have revised the article, right? Shall we move forward? Now see, this article tells you how come so many idiots are there. Okay, so cancer is already a kind of deadly disease. So why the cancer happens? It is a disease characterized by the uncontrolled cellular growth. We have discussed this thing. So generally every day in our body, old cells will die and new cells keep on forming. So there is a cellular division keeps on happening. But when this thing goes unregulated, so the same cell will become a lump. And it is going on undifferentiated and it may come out as a kind of lump. So you have to target this cellular growth. We do not know why this thing, unregulated cell growth might happen. We do not know. This is called cancer. So we have also discussed one therapy regarding this cancer, not chemotherapy. Another one we have discussed. What is it? It starts with vehicle, car. What is it? What are T cells? T cells means specialized blood cells which provide the immunity, which can attack the system. Right? If there is any kind of threat to your body, then these T cells will attack it. So we have also discussed about the in vivo T cells development. Basically, your T cells generally they are present in our entire body. If any kind of immune compromising thing happens in our body, these T cells will attack. But these T cells cannot kill the cancerous cells because these cancerous cells can hide from this immunity. So what do we do in the T cell therapy, CAR T cell therapy? We extract the T cells, we genetically modify them so that they are able to identify these cancerous cells and they are again infused in our body. These T cells are multiplied and then finally they will attack the cancerous cells. This is one process. Then the new process also coming, that is called the in vivo, where in your body itself using the RNA. We have discussed that day. What is DNA? What is RNA? mRNA? Okay, where we are trying to provide the information to the ribosome where the protein manufacturing happens. That's how your T cells develop in a form where they are carrying the new information because of this mRNA. So that is different thing. So we have discussed about the new innovative treatments for treatment of the cancer, which can be the potential question for this year. Now this is the issue where some chemotherapy related drugs are there in the news. One Hindu newspaper, okay, they have done some kind of investigation. They have found 6 types of the drugs in our investigation, like these drugs, they are of poor quality, which is going to affect millions of patients. So all over the globe, but primarily from India, whatever the drugs we are exporting to control this cancer. See here, what is this chemotherapy? So far you are clear what is cancer? This causes cancerous cell to develop, and when a mass of cancer cell grows, it can form a tumor. See, this is what I am asking you to have 1 or 2 paragraph clarity. So while preparing this article, so first I go to the point where it is what is cancer first. Then what is chemotherapy? So chemotherapy drugs disrupt this process. Now you can understand, right? And these medicines have transformed the landscape of the cancer treatment, improving the outcomes of the millions of the people. Now you are playing with this thing. So these 6 drugs, which are supposed to cure provide this therapy, chemotherapy, you are using these drugs to manipulate the process. So this is chemotherapy. It involves the use of medications to kill the cancerous cell. So this can be introduced various things, not that important. So this is what they are saying. See, if any kind of side effects happen with the chemotherapy, anemia, hair loss, nausea, loss of appetite, diarrhea, all these things can happen. But see here, a significant investigation by the Hindu revealed that about 20% of chemotherapy drugs test failed quality standards. Notably, 16 of the 17 manufacturers implicated are based in India. So already the people are dying, and these people they are corporates, and they are playing with the lives of the people. So this is very unfortunate situation. So it has to be thoroughly investigated. This is a report by the Hindu. Okay, they have done the investigation and they have provided this report. So they have to find the right truth information in this investigating authorities, and they have to provide the justice, right? So again, that day I have told you. Okay, so many students feel nervous when they could not solve the question paper, when they could not clear the exam. So you need not feel bad, or they feel bad about themselves. Okay, many people will think, okay, we are not sufficient enough. So you have to be scared or worried only when you do these kind of mistakes. See, these kind of people, they are they are everywhere and they are doing all kind of activities. So when you are studying, don't get involved in this kind of thought process. Okay, so you have to use this thing in the GS4. GS4, there is a, when you talk about the medical ethics, see drugs, India is exporting pharmacy. India is a pharma exporter. Many countries, developing countries and least developed countries, they purchase our medicines. So they are purchasing with a lot of trust. So once the trust is broken, you cannot build the brand again. So we have such a global positive image. Yesterday also we have discussed 2 vaccines where Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute of India's institutions participated in the vaccine manufacturing. So here also we are providing such a kind of low cost drugs. Generally patented drugs are very, very costly. We generally produce generic drugs. Once the patent is expired, then we will do the reverse engineering and we will develop a new drug, which are very, very cheap. But if you don't follow these quality standards, you are compromising the life and safety of the people. No one will again purchase it. So once the life is gone, it cannot be brought back. Okay, so you need to be careful about these things. So what are these drugs and all? This is given in the Hindu, not required for your exam. Just once go through, it is not that important. You need to be aware names of the drugs. Okay, whatever the drugs that are being provided to here, just be aware, because sometimes these drugs that are found in the news are related to what? They may ask these kind of questions. Just have an idea before going into the prelims hall. Okay, you may revise this kind of factual stuff. They will not ask, okay, what this drug is used for treatment of what and all. Okay, you are not going to become MD, doctor. Okay. So in India, we have CDSCO, Central Drugs Standard Central Drug Standard Control Organization. Okay, CDSCO. But that is a body which generally provides approval for any kind of new drugs and also clinical trials. But the problem is we are not able to. There should have been another more article. Okay, I forgot copying. But problem is we are not able to bring such kind of proper regulation. So even WHO provides some kind of guidelines. Whenever for the cancer or any such problem, what kind of drugs has to be used. Okay, WHO will provide the guidelines, but these guidelines are not enforced. Those national governments, those countries should implement those rules. Now it is left to India or any other countries who are exporting the drug. But what if these countries, their regulatory bodies are failing? There are so many such spurious drugs in India without any kind of proper quality check. So that's why, though India promotes generic drugs which are as effective as your branded drugs, I feel little worried. Okay, consuming these drugs and all. Okay, have they gone through this kind of quality testing or not? So that's my concern. So though we are promoting these generic drugs and all, so if they fail in this kind of quality tests, and if there is no proper monitoring whether these drugs are passing the proper quality or not, how can the people trust? Even I won't trust. Okay, well, then you can imagine how the people from outside India can trust. So you should not release such kind of incidents. So when there is proper quality, then of course we will always consider this generic drugs. So that is a problem. So what is the regulation here that you need to understand? The body CDSCO and also WHO guidelines. WHO provide the guidelines regarding the quality and standards that has to be maintained in the drugs. But its enforcement is led to the countries, state governments. Okay, but that enforcement is not 100% well. Okay, this is a problem. Now another interesting thing, trade of donkey skins. See, the trade of donkey skin for the production of Ijiao. It's a kind of traditional medicine in the China. So if you use this donkey skin, you can become younger, smarter. This is what they are releasing in China's medicine, and for this they are killing so many donkeys. It is going to such an extent that population of donkeys has dramatically declined. See here, China's donkey population has dramatically decreased from 11 million in 1992 1.5 million. What a kind of massacre. 11 million to 1 million. Since donkey population in China has gone down, Now they are importing it from the Africa. Even there. So basically, donkeys are used by the local population for carrying draught purposes and all. Now they are this China population, they are importing donkeys from there and they are killing their donkeys as well. So this is causing huge unrest. So last year, African Union has passed 15-year moratorium. Means for 15 years, they will not allow any kind of donkey trade on the donkey trade so that the donkey's population does not decline. Okay, so this is why in the news. So they can ask in the prelims, what is this EGAO? Why is it in the news? That is recently heard. Okay, it's a kind of skin trade of the donkey. So see, these kind of things keeps on happening. Okay, we cannot always say that a human being is the most evolved. We are the apex predators. So that's why we have the right to exploit the organisms. This is how animal or humans will survive. We can't say this thing. Okay, this is every animal has its own right. You cannot violate those rights. Okay, so there has to be proper checks and measures. You cannot go on killing the activity in this way. Okay, so there has to be the measures. I think even collagen. Okay, they will develop the collagen. You might have heard about this collagen supplements. Basically, it is not extracted from the donkeys and all. These supplements are available. So using these things, they are also developing the collagen. Basically, our bodies have the collagen. This collagen itself will provide the softness, elasticity to our skin and all. Okay. So they are developing these kind of supplements. Generally, aging happens when the collagen declines. Our body's collagen declines as we age after moving towards the 30 and all. So that this process do not happen, they are developing these kind of anti-aging supplements and all. So generally, as you age, as you go beyond 40, 50, 60 and all, you will get the joint issues and all because regeneration and all happens. So that's why these kind of new supplements are coming, but they are not that successful in giving you that kind of extra support. So this is the medicine. Now they are also claiming the same thing in the China's traditional medicine, and there they are using the donkey skin or blood. So reasons for the ban: animal welfare, socio-economic impact, population decline and the illegal trade. Now within the India, we also have the donkeys called wild ass. Okay, Indian wild ass. See here, so it has a kind of unique marking. This is the world's last population of the Indian wild ass, and it is restricted only to the Ran of Kutch. So wild ass is restricted only into the Gujarat areas, Ran of Kutch. Okay, very, very important. Near threatened, and generally these are Ran of Kutch means it is an area which is saline area, which is not having very good moisture. Okay, generally grassland area. So once UPSC has asked, see here, this kind of variety question. Sandy and saline area is a natural habitat of an Indian animal species. The animal has no predators in that area, but its existence is threatened due to the destruction of its habitat. Which one of the following that could be that animal? So this is how they have asked. Indian wildlands. So when you read sandy and saline area is natural habitat, so you should be able to identify. Okay, they are asking about this. So they will ask questions in this format. Clear? This was asked maybe in the 2011. Yeah. Clear? So again, in the GS4, you have topic of ethics. Within the ethics, you have medical ethics, animal rights. See, these animal rights, animal ethics, these things always in the news because of the various cultural practices as well. For suppose there are practices of Jallikattu, cockfight. So should they be allowed or not? So some group of people says this is our cultural thing and it should not be restricted. Few people says that might be cultural thing, but it is violating the animal rights. So always there is debate and discussions are going on. So we should be able to take a fine stand. So if it is a cultural thing, be it a cultural thing or anything, we should always respect. But at the same time, it should not cause harm to the animals. So care should be taken that your source of entertainment is not based on the harm you are causing. Okay? So if it is not any kind of damage, so few people say, okay, see, for this Jallikattu and all, the animals are taken care. If not, they will be left in the fields or they might be slaughtered. Okay, the bulls which are used, okay, they might be slaughtered. But for the Jallikattu purpose, they are not slaughtered. they are protected. So that's why our culture has a significance of the animals. This is a kind of sport. This is one kind of argument. Okay, valid, but it does not mean that you bring them for one day. Okay, at that time there are also news things, news articles and all that where they are tortured. They are applied all kind of like say spices and all, so that bull goes wild, so the people get entertained. If it is normally just it is going like this, people will not be entertained. People should feel, oh yeah, that's the shot, right? So for that purpose, so they are using some other ways how the bull should get excited. Okay, so these things, this kind of practices, inhumane practices happen everywhere. So we need to take the fine stand. At some places, definitely you should not take the mid stand. Okay, it should be very clear. No, that should not be practiced. That should not be allowed. Okay, it should be very clear. Animal violation should not happen. But yes, if there are proper guidelines where you can take the care without causing any kind of pain to the animal, if it can be handled, then it can be allowed. Fine. Okay, that would be my stand. So you don't have to complicate the things. Which is a problematic, identify that thing, provide the solution for that. Which is non-problematic, allow it to continue. Okay, so this is how we have to address things even when you are going to interview these kind of questions. The way your thought process develop, how you are thinking, how you are taking decisions. So all these things will help you in the interview as well. So all this kind of preparation that you do on the daily basis, the way your mind is getting structured and organized, so there it becomes easy for you to put your thought process in front of the interviewer. Okay, so we'll move forward. Indian wildlife we have discussed, and then Operation Chakra. So few days back you might have seen. Okay, you might have also got the calls. Okay, so we have heard. Okay, your bank account is locked. So that's why only we get that caller tune also. So we are calling from CBI, police officers. We found that your number is doing some kind of illegal money laundering activities. So do this thing, do that thing, and many people believed it. Okay, for me when I got the call, what is there in my bank account? Okay, they are calling me. Okay, do it. I thought, where the government has all this time? If it was something happened, they will only find my location and they will only come to me. I thought this way, and okay, and I disconnected the call. Okay, if such a big thing is happening, they would have already landed in front of my home. Okay, so those things I have thought and I have disconnected. So in the early phases itself, I got the call. Okay, so somehow, but people who are not that aware about the way things function and about the newspaper and current affairs, they got trapped. So many people have lost so much of the money. Okay, see, these things keep on happening. Various kinds of fraudulent activities are happening. So on WhatsApp, on Telegrams, people will exchange their photos. So generally, okay, couples will be there, they will be exchanging photos and all. So these days, what is happening on the Telegram? There's Telegram or WhatsApp, they are sending this kind of messages that we have found your photos, this has been uploaded on this website. Another illegal message, another scam. People will think, hurry, we have exchanged the photos, maybe something leaked out or something, they'll get scared and they'll click on those things. That's it, information is lost. Okay, so various online scams are going. Don't fall to these things. Okay, you should be in such a way that whatever doing, do it with conviction. Okay, go. What happens if my pick is there? Okay, chalo, go. Okay, have that kind of conviction. Okay, or else don't get trapped in this kind of things. Okay, that's what I say. Conviction. Whatever you do with conviction. You don't have to. So that's once these things, even with the students, especially with the students, male candidates, boys. Okay, because these days now the marriage age is increasing and most of the people are remaining single. So what do we say? Honey traps. And also the boys are getting trapped. So you will say, they will come and say, okay, chalo, we'll do this video calls and all. And all the informations will be there after some time. So people will get those things. And yes, this is unfortunate, happened. So once a student came to me and has highlighted this situation. So where later on, they will be blackmailed. Student or any boy will think something else. Okay, maybe what else, whatever it is. Okay, some entertainment and all. But a big mafia is going on only to identify this kind of people and trap those people. And also various scams, like say online, when you want to sell something. What is that platform where you sell the OLX, old items and all? Okay, what they will do, when they will say they will make the deal, they will say we want to buy your item from you. But usually, who are the ones generally sell these items? Our parents and all. They are not tech savvy. They are not aware. So they will tell them, okay, ma'am, we have sent you request. So somewhere, let's say 2,000 rupees deal has been made. Okay, so we are sending you, we will send you 2,000 rupees, but for that you need to approve and send the PIN. Okay, so they will say parents do not know. Okay, so they thought, okay, in order to receive the money also they have to type the PIN and all. Okay, basically they are sending the reverse thing. Okay, to accept the approval from their end. Okay, that's what the request they will put, and the people do not know, and they have sent the money, and this has happened with many times. Okay, my mother was like, once I was making newspaper notes and all, she came to me and she was like, hey, tell me the PIN this thing, tell me the PIN this thing. I was like, what is happening? You first tell me the PIN. Okay, so someone, there is some old table. Okay, someone is buying this old table. I got 5,000 for this. Okay, you tell me the PIN. Then I felt, okay, some trap is this. Okay, so why do you need PIN when other person is sending you the money? Okay, no, this is how it works. My mother is teaching me. No, this is how it works. Then I disconnected, I cancelled it, and then I called back. Then who is this? I have asked. Just by immediately listening to the other person's voice, he switched off the phone. Okay, so these things, various scams happen. So when you get affected by these scams, first thing that you need to do is report it. Don't get scared. Okay, if it is women, generally, what happens? Yeah, like say in the Tamil Nadu, even in the Madhya Pradesh, many girls got raped with this blackmails and all. Okay, very, 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 very unfortunate. So first thing, if they get trapped anything, okay, first thing they should be able to reach out to is their parents. They should not feel scared. First thing, you go and tell to your parents, they will stand by you. Your brother, that's what the family meant to be. Okay, why do you need to be scared? Okay, so something, if you were in the relationship or whatever, if any person is there, so there is nothing to be worried. Okay, so if you file a complaint, that person will be booked. There is a thing called privacy. Nothing cannot be leaked. Even if the person was your boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, even they are not supposed to leak anything. You need not be worried. If you file a case, that person will be booked. So, because in India, this honor matters more. Okay, so people will be, and everyone can't be RGV kind, Ram Gopal Verma. Okay, so we can't be that way, but still when some person blackmails you, don't fall in those traps. Take a very strong stand. Okay, the more you get scared, any person, anyone, be it a boy or girl, the more you get scared, you are giving them the more power. Why will the person will stop with one point? They will exploit as much as they want, be it a financial thing, physically or whatever it is. So you have to take a stand. Do not allow it to give them the power. Okay, it is not going to stop at that place. You have to report it. That's the only thing. First, reach out to the person whom you trust. Brother, sister, friend, parents, the person whom you trust, not taking any extreme actions. That's what you need to do. People will support you. Do not think everyone is bad. So this was used to happen. Operation Chakra was launched, and CBI has found. See, these people were operating from the Japan, whoever the calls they are doing. Okay, so finally CBI caught them. Okay, so that is not the important thing for us. Here, the important thing is CBI. See, these things can be asked in the GS4 because I have seen month back. In the Tamil Nadu, I think Tamil Nadu and Madhya Pradesh, 2 cases if I am not wrong. So many college students got harassed in very, very worse forms. Okay, the people were taken into the custody. Some girl child might have got the courage and might have reported. So these things really in our society, Indian system, Indian family systems, something might change. Parents should not put pressure for the education purposes or in the name of honor, making forced marriages and all. Let them do what they want. Anyway, even if it is love marriage also, after some time, breakups will happen. So let them happen by their own will. Okay, at least from our generations, things has to change. We should not be that way. We should be a supportive parent. Okay, so these things keep in the mind. So what is CBI? So CBI, does it have a statutory status? No. CBI was introduced during time of 1940s when there was a World War II going on. British government introduced this organization in order to investigate corruption that is happening during the World Wars. During the World Wars, government is funding the army, defense and all. So in those time periods, what kind of corruption issues are going on? To investigate those things, CBI was established during the time of 1941 and 43. The same organization continued. So using the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1946. See here, 1946 Delhi Police Special Establishment Act. They have established one body to investigate corruption related charges. Even today, we do not have any kind of legal backing. Such a premier body, Central Bureau of Investigation, such a premium body which investigates. Initially, it used to investigate only economic corruption related crimes. But for now, you have various financial intelligence units, many other bodies. So, CBI currently is involved in not just economic related crimes or any crime. It can take up social crimes like say rapes, murders, political crimes, anything. It is not restricting itself only to the economic offences. But such a huge body, who is going to give the cases to the CBI? So it is a investigating body, understand? See, Central Bureau of Investigation. For suppose a scam has happened. So say, central government will say, go and do the investigation. For suppose in the Kolkata case, West Bengal case, rape incident has happened, CBI will be sent, do the investigation. Now in most of the times, government itself is involved in these kind of issues. So if such a body which is investigating such a cruel crimes, such a high level crimes, it should not be just legal, statutory body, it should be a constitutional body, just like a CAG. Your election commission is a constitutional body, it should be operating at that level with the total autonomy. For suppose if I am an investigating body, okay, you all of you class guys are providing me money for the running functionality, and you are also providing me office, and you are the one who is going to appoint me, and you are the one who is going to remove me. Okay, some other person has complained me against you people in the class. Okay, some scam they have done. Now will I be able to operate against you? No. So my funding will be connected, removed, or I will be asked to withdraw from my service. Okay, so I will ask to resign or anything. So if my funding is not dependent on you, and if I can hire personnel that is required, and you are not going to have any kind of say, and I can utilize the money, okay, where the money is a charged expenditure, that means definitely some money is allotted always. There is no discussion on this. For a constitutional bodies, constitutional post, that way is given. So only in those cases, then the body will be able to operate in a independent and autonomous manner. So these are the three things. There should be proper allocation of the funds, functions, and the functionaries. So what kind of functions I will take, what kind of funds I will receive, and who are my personnel, like head of the CBI or any other personnel that is under the CBI. So there should be autonomy, freedom. There should not be any kind of government involvement. But nowhere it is there. So all these things should be protected with the constitution. You cannot be easily changing these things. Such a kind of provision should be there, but it is not there. Okay. Only the head of the CBI, the director of the CBI is appointed by the committee system consisting of Prime Minister, Leader of the Opposition, and the Chief Justice of India, or a Supreme Court nominated by him. The same thing was also recommended for the Election Commission. If you guys can recall, when discussing about the Election Commission, the same system was recommended, but it was not done. So there they have passed an act where there is a committee system, but there is no Supreme Court judge. Okay, there was Leader of Opposition and also Home Minister. Okay, so by consensus, always the government position will win. Here, this also, after a lot of discussion and debate, this thing has been introduced. Okay, when it was introduced, again here Supreme Court has again played the role. After the Vineet Narayan case, I have not mentioned here, you can write down. Vineet Narayan case. After Vineet Narayan case, Supreme Court said there is one more body, Central Vigilance Commission. Supreme Court said give the statutory status to the Central Vigilance Commission, and you also make sure this body director is being appointed by the committee system. These changes have been made. Okay. So CVC is a body which investigates, Central Vigilance Commission, vigilance in the corruption related matters. Your central government employees, group A, B, C, D employees are there. Okay, if you find any kind of issues with them, if you face corruption charges, you will whom you will report? You will report to the CVC. But CVC is a just small body, 3 members, 5 members, small personnel. So how many employees are there? In lakhs. How can that body investigate? It does not have any investigating body. Again, it will go to the CBI. Bro, please do this investigation. CBI is controlled by the government again. So can you understand how there are loopholes within the system itself? So if you fight back against the corruption, it can work with the normal public, but it is against the government, it is very difficult. Someday we will discuss more about the issues present in the Prevention of Corruption Act also. Even if you have to do investigation, government should give you sanction, approval. Okay, go and do the investigation. Only if government provides you the approval in terms of the sanction, then only you can do the investigation. So there are many concerns. Today we are discussing only about the CBI. See here. See, after that, only after the Vineet Narayan judgment that is given by the Supreme Court, only then CBC started taking control of the CBI. This is the point. See here. So it is not having any kind of status. See, the CBI can investigate cases across India. If you have to investigate cases in the Kerala, Karnataka, then state government should give the consent. Because policing, law and order is a state subject. When you are sending the central government's team, so state should give the consent. These are the points related to the CBI. CBI is staffed by the officers from the Indian Police Services and other central services, as well as its own cadre of officers. See here, what is the limitations? So it is criticized by the Supreme Court as a caged parrot, because they have to act based on the whims and fancies of the government. So how the funds, all those funds, everything is being provided by the government itself, right? So only director is appointed by the committee system. So there can be political influence, resource constraints, and jurisdiction overlap. Sometimes their jurisdiction overlap with the other agencies, like say corruption charges, CVC, Lokpal, there is a conflict. So sometimes what will do, Lokpal will take the control of the CBI and ask to do the investigation. Okay. Once the investigation happens, then prosecution will happen. Prosecution means trial process. Okay. So where you see those in those code procedures and all, that is called the process of prosecution. Okay. So clear? So if they ask you CBI, you will be able to answer concerns associated with the CBI. Okay. See, in the same SCO meeting, Russia said, "Do not worry, our deals with you are as strong like before. Okay, they are stronger like before. So we are going to sell you same S-400, which are expected to arrive to you. Okay, which are expected to sold. That will happen normally. What is this S-400? This is the anti-missile system which we have used in the Operation Sindoor. We have discussed this thing during that time period. So that is what assured by this by the Russia. So key features here, multi-target capabilities. So no matter whatever the missiles that you have launched, so you will have the radar system. So there will be a truck. On the truck, you will have these missiles placed, and so our radar will say, see, Pakistan or some other country has launched some missile. Just you will press the button, boom. Okay. So what is the range? Up to 400 kilometers is the range. Okay, till 400 kilometers. In this 400 kilometers radar, if any missile enters, we are able to attack it, counter it. Okay, so Pakistan tried to block our S-400 missiles using the drones, but it could not happen. Okay, so these are the certain things. They can also damage the drones as well. So this is the point. So what are the other things that we have in the world? Okay, like S-400, there is also THAAD in the USA. Its range is 200 kilometers. So in every country, the most advanced is the S-400. So you have also Patriot, another thing, which is a 160 kilometers. Okay, it is not Barak, it should be Iron Dome. Within the Iron Dome technology, they use the Barak missile. So what is this CARTSA? So whenever we purchase something from the Russia, USA imposes sanctions. So they wanted to see countering America's adversaries through Sanctions Act. So they impose sanctions on India. They say you cannot purchase S-400 from the Russia because they are adversaries to USA. How can you do this? So they impose the sanctions. Yet India has to struggle, fight back to get the deal. See, our relationships with the USA is not very age old. So we don't have that strong relationships with the USA. Only after 2008 the relationships improved. You might have heard this thing. Okay, when there is a India-Pakistan war in the 1971, so USA ships arrived at the Bay of Bengal. Okay, only after looking at the Russian ships they left. Okay, so we have very long relationships with the Russia, not with the USA. So USA has a long history of relationships with the Pakistan. Okay, then there used to be an organization called CETO, something CETO organization or something is there. Okay, CENTO something. Okay, just check this thing. Okay, so USA has very long relationships with the Pakistan because for them it is very important to establish a balance in the Arab country, to control the Iran, to maintain good relationships with the Arab countries and all. So they always see Pakistan as a major player, major supporter of the USA. It is not going to change. India is going to face this tough challenge. Even after independence, India did not get good support. It is our own efforts. Okay, we have done various efforts to grow. Okay, so it is a collective effort of the Indians. Every country thought it is a kind of doomsday for India. Okay, with so many diverse people, 543 princely states, India is going to break down. But it did not happen. In India, we are like, who will fight? So for a time pass, we will fight little bit and all. So we don't take it to the extreme levels. Right? So that is the basic natural tendency of the Indians. So that's why India basically is a peace-loving people. Okay, chalo yaar. Right, that's it. Done. Okay, no fighting and all. Okay, little bit only. Only just that no one wants to extend it beyond a point. So these things happen. So you need to be aware of CATSA. Already UPSC has asked the prelims question in this CATSA, and I have given the features also. So this is still no progress in the investigation. Still it is continuing. Okay. So I have tried to revise what is this black box. So this is the context. No, not much progress in the investigation. See here, initial response. A Go team led by the your DG, which is your Director General of Civil Aviation. Okay, so initial probe has been started there, but later on you need to establish a independent body. Okay, so currently whatever the investigation body is there, it is under the Director General of Civil Aviation. That day we have discussed Airport Investigation Body. See, airport. What is this body name? Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau. This is the body that works under your Director General of the Civil Aviation. So independent body will be established to do the investigation, but still the process has not yet set up. Currently they are decoding the information of the black box. So you revise what is black box again. So I have given you the information. Black box. So generally it is kept at the tail end. Its color is not black. It has two things: cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder, which we have discussed already. It is manufactured with very, very hard elements so that it do not get destroyed even in any kind of major accidents. So they are made up of materials like very strong materials like steel or titanium. They can withstand the fire. So data will be kept safe. Okay. So the issue surrounding the Kolhapuri Chappal. This is the issue I was talking about. So we have discussed what is GA already. So basically the Kolhapuri Chappal, they are basically these chappals are made by local people, handicraft industry. Now these chappals, okay, their appearance was made in the Pradas runway, which is basically in the Berlin, I guess. Okay, so somewhere there, their identification has been violated. Their recognition has been violated. They were not notified. The people whose brand it was being promoted, they themselves were not present. Some other company was basically promoting these chappals. Okay, so that's why it is considered as a kind of GI tag violation. So what is GI tag? We have discussed this thing already. So if any laddu, Tirupati laddu is coming from that, when there is a GI tag, it indicates it has some brand value. It is originating from that geography. So if there is another laddu, if I put it here, so you may not purchase. You may purchase Tirupati laddu. Okay, because you know the authenticity, you know the purity from that region. So with this brand value will increase. So local people might get benefited. So for what things you can allot the GI? Can you see here? Agriculture items, handicrafts, manufactured goods and the food products. For all these things you can allot the GI tags. So our minister also made a target that we want at least 1000 GI tags. Currently, we have only GI tags for the 605 products. If you see in the Germany and other developed countries, they have GI tag, such a small country, for 8,000, nearly 7,000, 8,000. In India, see 600. Because many people are not having awareness regarding the benefits of the GI tag. Even if they give the GI tag, okay, so that fake varieties will be provided. So how many basmati fake varieties are there? Okay, so those things. Even with this sari, what is that sari? Silk sari, Pochampalli silk sari, Banaras silk sari. Okay, so their similar varieties will be made. Okay, and sold. Okay, this is also Banaras silk sari only. Yeah. So these GI tags are violated. Okay, maybe we not everyone will be able to identify. Maybe few women might be able to identify. Okay, yes, this is not Banaras silk sari. Okay, so but still these violations are happening. Okay, so you need to go through what is the significance when you give the GI tag. There is a economic, cultural significance. Your rural development can also happen. So what kind of enforcement do we have in the India? See here, you have the GI Registration Act, very important. These are the things that are present in India for the GI tag registration. And duration of GI is provided for the 10 years and registration office is in the Chennai. It is managed by the Controller General of the Patents, Designs and the Trademarks. It comes under the Ministry of the Commerce. All these points are very important. Globally also, you have the Paris Convention and the TRIPS Agreement under the WTO. We have discussed WTO. So there is, so these two conventions provide protection to the GI related items. Globally also, there is protection at the domestically, national wise, and there is protection at the international level. So significance, GI framework in India and the protection internationally. So what are the issues? GI related issues. Not every people are aware of the GI things. These GI tags can be violated even if it is promoted. Like in the second thing here, the same issue, Kolhapuri issue. And the third issue is very less number of GI tags. How many? 600. While compared to Germany, which has 7,000. Okay. Even post registration, there are concerns. Your GIs are getting violated. So how do you rectify that mistake? How do you lodge the complaint? The small people are there, small farmers might be there. Okay, how can they file cases? How can they get the justice and all? Again, even post getting GI tag also, there are challenges. So they may ask question in the mains, significance, concerns related to the GI tags in India. Or overall, broadly, they can ask concerns related to the patents. Okay, or concerns related to the intellectual property. Intellectual property is a very broad thing. Under this contains your patents, GI, all these things comes. So a broad question may be asked. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you for the discussion.